My name is Trevi Johnson. It's April 23rd, 2020, the time of the coronavirus. I've been thinking today about a film I saw many years ago in the Baltimore Museum of Visionary Arts. It was by Andy Olsen, and her name is spelled Andiolsen, and it's called Where the Smiling Ends. And it was a video that she took. It's about 7 minutes long, black and white. She took her camera to the famous Trevi Fountain in Rome. And instead of photographing herself or her friends in front of this fountain like everybody else was doing, she was interested in capturing that instant when other people clicked the shutter of their camera and then the faces of the people they'd been focusing on slipped from their public, happy, smiling, this is me at Trevi Fountain face into a relaxed, private inner space. She photographed couples, families, teenagers, old people, friends, and you saw this moment when the public smile fades and is taken over by reality, by authenticity. You can watch it on YouTube. Unfortunately, they have a different soundtrack now. The original soundtrack was Samuel Barber's Adagio for strings, but you can watch it if you want to. And what it has to do with the coronavirus, it seemed to me, is that during this time when we're forced to be on our own and be isolated, our public face is slipping away. Maybe it emerges now and then when we're on a Zoom call, but it's slipping away and we're forced to live all day long with our private, authentic self. That self that takes over, for example, when we turn away from work or turn away from a party or even a lunch with a good friend. And we're no longer on. We no longer have to present any kind of image. It's just our whole inner self kind of takes over and envelops us. We're seeing this in ourselves now as we're forced to spend time alone and live with our anxieties, our fears, our frustrations, our annoying little habits that we do when we're upset or having trouble dealing with life and that we take out on our families. Some people say that this virus is bringing us all together. And other people say that's not true at all. Some people have it pretty well. They don't have to worry about money. They are living in a safe place. They are not sick. Whereas there are other people in poorer communities who can't have the luxury of staying 6 feet apart from one another, where medical facilities aren't that good, and they're really suffering. And both are true. It's like looking at both sides of this public face and this private face. If we only look at the people who are fine and doing well, then we forget to look at the people who are suffering. If we only look at the suffering, we are judgmental and removed from the fact that we really are all facing the terror of this coronavirus, the fear that it will take us away, that it will take our loved ones away, that those we care about will have to die alone. What is our public face and what is our private face? We all have them. And when I finished watching that video in Baltimore, I turned away. And for several days after that, I felt as if, not that I could see into the private face, the private, authentic being of everybody I encountered, but that I knew it was there. I could anticipate it. And I felt this person has known suffering. This person has known a crazy, wild longing that if only they had this one particular person or job or thing in their life, everything would be so much better. They've known wistfulness. They've known grief. They've tried really hard and not succeeded. And I think it's important to keep this in mind as we go through this virus together, that we are all suffering these kinds of anxieties. We are all living in unexpectedly close quarters with our private self. And it's not always easy. And we need compassion for ourselves and for others.